Testing. Testing. Let's see if you can hear my voice. Anything suspicious? You can't. Okay, so it looks like you guys can hear me, so that's good. I'm going to send this YouTube link out to you all now that I know it's working. Okay, so I'm gonna give everyone a minute to get on. I'm sorry that we're getting started late. I was having microphone issues, but I figured it out. So, it's like there's one of you online now. I'm going to pull up some problem sets while I'm waiting for people to get online. So I also invited you guys again to just join the call if you'd like. Instead of being just a viewer, you can join and then you can ask me questions live through your microphones. So if you'd like to do that, I encourage you to look for the link that I sent or the invitation that I sent. And if you have any questions, you can go to the Google spreadsheet that I invited you guys to on Friday and just enter your questions there if you'd like, or you can email me if you'd like to. Probably the better way is Google spreadsheet if you can figure out how to do that. So yeah, I will just get started. I only have one request right now for a question, which is problem set 7, part number 5. So I'm going to open that one up. Just take a second to open it. me scroll down to number 5. Problem set 7, number 5, just to let you know again. Oh. I'm trying to open up a problem right now, but it doesn't seem to exist. So we might just get to move on to whatever question you'd like. So. Oh, that's much bigger. Okay. Okay, so I found the problem, never mind. It's going to be problem set 7, number 5. Which means it will be 8. Okay, so the problem says that the market demand for tuberculosis medicine is given by Q equals 500 minus 500. Okay, so where Q is number of the doses in thousands. Suppose drug companies making the TB medication are supplying 400,000 doses in Malawi out of charity, and so they don't respond to price changes at all. Graph the supply curve and the demand. Okay, so quantity demand is this, quantity supply is just 400,000. I'm just going to do 400, because this is supposed to be 1,000 anyway. So, so we know that the supply curve is going to be, the supply curve says that the quantity is 400. There is no P variable in here at all. It's just quantity is always going to be 400,000. So I'm just going to draw my supply curve at 400,000. This is what the supplier is doing, no matter what the price is. Quantity demanded is going to be when P equals 0, Q is going to be 500,000, and when P equals 0, when Q equals 0, it's going to be 500 minus 5P equals 0, so 5P equals 500, or P equals 100. So I'll that right here. And then we know these are the endpoints, so we can draw the demand curve. Okay, So those are the two lines for the situation based on our equations that we had. Let's see what it says. Okay. So that's part A. What else is this problem? Okay, so there's apparently a second part to part A. What is the equilibrium price and quantity before the subsidy? Okay, so to get the equilibrium price and quantity, we just set two equal to each other, like we usually do, and that's how we get our. So 500 minus 5p equals 400. I'm going to subtract 400 on both sides. Add 5p on both sides, so we get 5p equals 100 or p equals 20. So that's our price point here for any subsidy. And 400,000 are supplied there. That's the vertical line at that point. Okay, so now suppose the UN is considering subsidizing the medication at the rate of $10 per dose. Graph the subsidy. Okay, so what happens when we give someone a subsidy for, and this is for supply side, so they're offering the providers of the tuberculosis medication, the providers of that is who they're giving the subsidy to. So that means that something's going to happen to the supply curve. It's going to shift. It's going to shift either upward or downward from a subsidy. Or sorry, not either upward or downward. It's going to shift. It's going to shift downward. By 10 units. So if right here it was 20, it would shift down like by 10. But since it's a vertical line, nothing actually happens when you shift the supply curve up or down. So even though you want to supplying a subsidy and they think they're going to increase the number of units supplied, that's not the case because it's perfectly inelastic to the suppliers. If it were the case that the supply curve were tilted at all, like a normal supply curve, then the subsidy would have some effect. But since it's not, there's no effect. So the new equilibrium price and quantity is going to be the same as before because the lines haven't changed. How much will consumers pay and how much will producers receive? It's going to be the case that consumers are they're still only going to be supplying this much, and consumers are going to be paying $20 to get it. But suppliers are going to be getting $10 extra because of the subsidy. So the area that the suppliers are going to be receiving, they're just going to be receiving $10 per transaction. You can find it. So I can really find it in the region of trying to that way. Is there a specific problem that you remember coming up with? Well, okay. So consumers are going to still pay the $20. Producers are going to receive the $20 plus this $10 subsidy, so they're going to get 30. The subsidy is going to cost the area here, because they're providing $10 per 400,000. So the price of the subsidy is going to be $4 million. The benefit to the producers is going to be the entire $4 million. So consumers are not going to receive any benefit from this subsidy. And what is the deadweight loss? It might seem like there should be some deadweight loss since this is obviously a wasteful subsidy, but it's actually not the case that it will be, because we're not altering the equilibrium in any direction that creates a space where there used to be market and now there's not. But there's just going to be more expensive market for like a wasteful. But that's not deadweight loss because those transactions are still. So. Yes. Oh, and then I think this is, okay, there's more parts. So now suppose the drug companies are very sensitive to price. They will supply as many doses of the TB drug as Malawians want at $20 per dose. So graph this scenario on a new graph. So this graph and new graph, the demand curve would stay the same, crossing at 100 and 500. Okay. But now they're asking us to assume that the suppliers will produce any amount that they want at $20 at a $20 price. So instead of having a curve where the quantity is always 400,000, we're going to have a curve where the price is always 20. So this is going to be the supply curve. And so this is going to be just by coincidence again, 400K a year that they're going to supply, because that's how many people are willing to buy $20 or more. Okay, so that's part G. This is before the subsidy occurs. So what is the equilibrium price and quantity after the subsidy? Okay. So now, after the subsidy, the supply curve is going to shift down, and this time to horizontal. That actually makes a big difference. And the supply curve is going to end up looking something more like this. It shifts down 10, which leaves us at 10. And the equilibrium goes from this point to this point. Okay, so what is the equilibrium price and quantity after the subsidy? So what we'd want to do to figure out what this quantity here is to substitute this $10 price point into the demand curve, so that we can figure out where this demand curve is $10. I'm just going to do that. 500p for 500 minus 5 times 10 is going to be 450. So this point here is 450,000. And that's how many they'll be supplying. Consumers are going to pay $10 at that point, and producers are still going to be receiving $20 at that point. So they're going to be receiving the $10 subsidy. Yeah, so the producers are getting this, all of the $10 price times 450,000 plus the additional subsidy, which is that state. So what's the benefit to producers? There's no change. But the benefit to consumers is represented in this whole area here. Oh, that's the dead weight line. I didn't review this one in advance. So yeah, consumers are going to pay $10, producers are going to receive 20. The subsidy is going to cost the area of that rectangle, which will be 450 times 10, so 4.5 million. The benefit to producers and to consumers. He changed the wording on which one? Oh, no, I was looking at the slides for a second. Let's see, how much will consumers pay? So that part is just $10 a piece. How much will producers receive? $20 a piece. And what is the size of the dead weight loss? Oh, okay. Yeah. So the dead weight loss is going to be here. This is like the artificial I'm trying to think why that's dead weight loss. So you remember? Yeah. Well, so yeah, the price of this 20 is represent this part of the market is being paid for, but not the price of the subsidy is taking up the whole space. But the benefits which part of this one? Yeah, so that makes sense. I just have to review dead weight loss definition. So dead weight loss is just when there's some kind of inefficiency in the market. So you're paying this much for the subsidy, but the benefit is only on this side of the space supply curve. I'm like wondering how to explain it in a different way. Okay. I think that is it for that problem. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for number 5. Do you have any specific questions that you or concepts that you want to revisit? Problem set 8? Okay, so now we're opening up problem set 8 and we're going to look at number 2. Okay, only one Reese's. Reese's peanut butter cups have a patent on their recipe, so no one can copy them. The marginal cost of making the cups is given by supply Q equals quantity supplied equals price. They face demand. Demand is 30. Graph demand, supply, and marginal revenue. Okay, so QS looks like this. And then price is 0, demand is 30. And when quantity is 0, demand is going to be also 30. Getting that price by solving when Q equals 0. And then I also need to graph the marginal. It is, yeah. So I'm trying to remember why that was. The marginal revenue is always just half. It intersects at the halfway point on the quantity axis. This is marginal revenue. Just take this and half it. So affect the things like on price. Okay. Next product. Okay, what quantity will they sell? So to figure out what quantity they sell, we just solve for those two means, which when 30 minus P equals P, or 2P equals 30 equals 15. And the price is going to be 15 as well. You get that by plugging 15 into one of these problems. So the quantity they're going to sell is 15. That's part B. Price that they're going to sell is also going to be 15, which is part C. The producer surplus is going to be given by the area under this price curve and above the supply curve. Consumer surplus is going to be the aspect. Consumer surplus is going to be up here. So to solve for those, we just do 1/2 the length times the height. So it would be 15 times 15 times 1/2. Equal and a number. Different. Get his slides really quick. Well, let me look at this really quick. Maybe I missed something. The original quantity is the new quantity, the old demand. Let me look at this slide really quick. Okay, so so I guess we need to, I should have put up here the marginal revenue equation as well. We have that in here, not just as simple as normal. So this is the marginal revenue curve. Okay, so this is the case when, obviously, when it's a monopoly. Instead of producing where quantity so you're going to produce instead where marginal revenue equals the supply, right? So when you figure out that point, then figure out where we're as a monopoly. Okay, sorry. So we're going to set this, the new demand set to the old supply. Is that what you said before? Okay. So it's going to be this marginal equation. 15 minus 1 half equals this old supply for in that line equals P. So 15 equals, I'm going to add 1 half P each side, so 3 halves P. So P equals 10. And that means this over here should be 10 over there. Okay. So next question again. So producer surplus then is going to be so producers are going to be getting, they know where the demand curve is as a monopoly. And so they're going to charge the price, the highest price they can at the point that they're producing at. So if they're producing 10 items, because that's where their marginal revenue intersected with the supply curve, they're not going to charge this price necessarily. Well, they're definitely not going to, because they know that they can actually capture all of this space in the market as well as this space. So they want to capture this, but they also know exactly what the market is willing to pay, and so they're also going to capture this by charging this price. So producer surplus is going to be all of the area between the demand curve and the supply curve at the point where marginal revenue met the supply curve. So then you need to determine what this P value is, this price value. And you would do that by plugging 10 into your demand curve, so you would get that it was 30 minus 10. So you would get 20 over here for the price that the monopoly is going to charge. And for the surplus, you get 20 minus 10, which is this length here, times 10. So you get 10 times 10 plus the area of this triangle, which is 1 half 10 times 10, so plus 50. So that would be 150. All right, have I gotten to the part that you and John have questions about? Okay. I feel like we covered it well enough. You probably helped me with the questions, so. consumer surplus is just going to be the area, obviously, that's left up here. Which would be the length of this, length of this. And the dead weight loss is going to be this area here because the monopolists choose not to produce in this area. So it would be the difference between this, it would be the difference between these two, which is 5 and 1/2, and then times the length of this, which is 10. So you get 25 for dead weight loss. So does that make sense? Why there's dead weight loss over there? If you guys have any questions, go ahead and add them to this spreadsheet or email me right now. Otherwise, I will beg Kathy for another question. Thinking for the next review, I might try and come up with a different way to do it. So I'm trying to open up the spreadsheet right now to see if anyone has added anything. Yeah, no one has added anything to this spreadsheet, but let me see if this email or just came in. Nope, not a question. So if you have any other requests. Oh, really? Good. That's exciting. Well, as much as it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so Kathy doesn't have any questions. So if you guys don't have any questions, I might just wrap up this session early and then I'll be there at 5 on Thursday. Is that right? Okay. Yeah, I'll be there at 5 on Thursday. So I'll give you guys a minute to ask anything, but if not, we'll still have the other opportunity to review as well. Is he testing you on Droplet as well? Hey guys, I don't see any new questions, so I'm going to just end this session right now, and then I'll see you guys on Thursday. If you have anything you want me to go over on Thursday, specifically, send me an email, and I'll prepare for it in advance. So we'll have about an hour that day. So thank you.